Hello guys, welcome to the Java object-oriented design, and I'm going to be guiding you through this series about how to design or to write a Java program using this Java object-oriented concept. And whenever you talk about Java object-oriented, then we need to think about Java class. So we need to know what is Java class. And in Java, classes are the basic unit of programming, um, and it's also it's more like a basic unit of programming in the object-oriented paradigm. So they are used as templates to create objects. So you should understand that if you talk about more into class, so we see that class in Java, it may consist more than a few components that you see here, and one is threads, methods, constructors, and the instant initializer and the static initializer. These are a few things I just mentioned here, and before you can understand the Java object oriented, then you need to understand all these concepts. And if you speak about the fields and methods, are also known as a member of the class. This one, fields and method, are also known as a member of class, and the classes and the interfaces are also a member of the class. If you have heard about interface, which we will cover later on, but the classes and the interfaces can be also a member of a class. A class can have zero or more class members, which is possible, and you will discover that later on. I'll show you how a class can have more than more class members. So also, if you speak about the constructor, constructors are used to create object of the class. We must have at least one constructor for the class. So even though if you don't create a constructor, Java Visual Machine or JVM will create that for us, or the yeah, so the compiler will see it, even though you will not be able to see it, but it's created. And if you speak about initializer, are used to initialize fields of the class. We can have zero or more initialize of static or instant types. So you can, these are all initializers. So we have instance and also static, and um, you can have more than you can have zero or more initialize of static or instance types. And another thing that we have to talk about is how we can declare the class, how class are declared. So the general syntax of how to declare a class, I'm going to show you, and I'm going to use I'm using IntelliJ IDEA, and I'm going to create a new project, and click next, and create a project from template, and next. And here I'm going to give the name of my project ICT 100%, and also I can give the name of the package ICT 100, and then finish. And then here we have, as you can see, we have got this project, and this is the layout of our project. And here you have the package, and this is our main class. And our main, we have this main method. We have a main method here. So now I need to show you how to declare a class. And actually here, if you can see, there is this public class main. So this is the name of the class. This was auto generated by IntelliJ IDEA, and it has created for us the package, and which is com.ict100. And also you have this is a public, or we call it modifier, and this is the class, and this is the name of the class. And inside this class we have the main method, which is public static void main string of arrays arguments. So for now we have to think about this, the class. So a class declaration may have 0 or more modifiers, you see. And this keyword class, the keyword class is used to declare a class. So a class name, this class name here, is a user defined name for the class, which should be valid identifier. What does that mean? It means that they are the other keywords, we cannot use them as a class name. For example, or what is reserved for the Java programming, the keywords, we cannot use them. For example, we can use package as a name of the class. And each class has a body, you see. Each class has a body which is specified inside a pair of curly braces. See, these are curly braces. So this is the body of this the body of this class, and this is what is inside this class. And the body of the class contains its different components. So the body of this class, it can contain its different components. For example, you talk about this method here, this method, and also it can has maybe fields, etc. So this this class here defines a class name which is main with the empty here. It's a we have this body, but it can be empty body at the moment. I can just remove this main method at the moment because I'm talking about the class. So now it's we have a class with the empty body. So if I can remove this, then it's still okay. So but it does not use any modifier at this moment. So we will talk about modify in later lessons. So for now you have understand the what is class and what is modifier. Modifier is just like what you saw here. This public, it can be private or it can be protected. So at this moment it's public, and now I have removed it, so it can be without the modifier, it's also accepted. So and we need to talk about fields in a class. Fields of the class represent a property or attribute of the class. So you need to remember that the fields represent the properties, or also you can call it as attributes to the class. So every object of the main class, of this main class, has can have the properties, and we can have, for example, this main, we can have the name, or let's say if you're talking about a person, then you can have if we created another class here, let's say I'm going to create a class, and this class is going to be, you have to start with a capital letter, so a person. And on this person class we can define, let's say, string name, and also string let's say string gender. Okay, and now our main class should include the declaration of two fields. One represent name and the other one represent gender. You see, so the fields are declared inside the body of the class. The general syntax of declaring field in the class is this. This is how we declare them, the fields. So a field declaration can use 0 or more modifier. You see, the data type of the field preceded its name. So you can see that we have a data type here, which is a string, and optionally we can also initialize each field with the value. So if you want, we can give the value here, because the string, we can give the value of this string. And also we can also it is a conventional in Java to start a class name with the uppercase, just like what I did here, and you start with the uppercase letter and also capitalize the subsequent words. For example, if a person, if I want to add more subsequent, you can say person name become like that. So it's always, it's convention, you have to type like this. uh, the person class, we declare two fields, name and Java has two types of fields of the class. So we have a class field and also we have instance fields. So sometimes a property belongs to the class itself, not to any particular instance of that class. The count of um, all persons should belong to the person class itself. The existence of a count of the person is not tied to any specific instance of the person class. So only one copy of the class property exists in respective of the number of the instances. Class fields are also known as a class variable. Instance fields are also known as an instance variable. See, so the name and the gender are two instance variable of the person class. All class variables must be declared by using a static keyword as a modifier. So all class variable must be declared using the static keyword as a modifier. So if I type, let's say, static, let's say age, yeah, static, you have to be age, have to be int as a data type, then age. You see, so this is the concept of the that all class variable must be declared using the static keyword as a modifier. And so this one here, this is, write a comment, is an instance variable, but this one is a class variable, yeah, variable, because of the static modifier. See, so the instance is changing this to become a class variable, but these are instance variables. I hope you understand the concept. And the class variable is known as a static variable. An instant variable is known as non-static variable. So all these two are non-static variable, and this one is known as a static variable. If I want to create instance of this class, then we use this as a general syntax of create instance of the class. So we have to create, let's say, new, then class constructor. So this is how we create the instance of the instance of a class. So what does this new means? The new keyword, or is the new operator, is followed by the constructor. So the new operator creates an instance of the class by allocating the memory on the heap. The following statement if I do like this, then the person is a call to the constructor of the person class. So you have to understand that if I do this, it means that the person here is a call to the constructor of the person class. And when we do not add a constructor to the class, the Java compiler adds one for us. So the constructor added by the Java compiler is called a default constructor. The default constructor accepts no argument. You see, so this is what I was telling you, that if you don't define a constructor in a class, the Java compiler, it adds a default constructor and it does not accept any argument. So the name of the constructor of the class is the same as the name of the class. So always the name of this class is the same as the name of the constructor. So we will talk more about the constructor. The new operator, this new operator here, it allocates memory for each instance field of the class. So class static variables are not allocated in memory when an instance of the class is created. So it's only these two here memory is allocated, but this one is not allocated when the instance of the class is created. So to access instance variable of an instance of the class, we must have its reference. So the name of the class defines a new reference type in a Java. So the name of the class defines new reference type in Java. So a variable of the specific reference type can store a reference of the instance of the same reference type. So to declare a reference variable which will store a reference of the instance of the person class, so we have to do something like this. So we do like person, then an instance. You see, so this is how we do it, how we declare a reference variable which will be store a reference of the instance of the person class. So person is the class name, okay, so which is also a reference type, and an instance, an instance is a variable of that type. So an instance is a reference variable of the person type. See, you need to understand this concept here, that the instance here is a reference variable of the person type, and the instance variable can be used to store a reference of the instance of the person class. The new operator allocates the memory for the new instance of the class and return the reference to that instance. You see, so we need to store a reference returned by the new operator in a reference variable. So we can do something like this: an instance, then we give it null is equal to new person.